jokes.
Are we on, Big Joe?
We're on.
Hell yeah. Episode 3, the Timbo and Sugar Show. Yeah, that's probably good right there, huh? Last time we, episode 1, we kind of did Sugar's story and how he ended up here. So I kind of wanted to give a rundown on my story and how I got here. I was born in Great Falls, Montana, 1990. Was raised a Jehovah's Witness my whole life until freshman year. My parents got divorced in 7th grade. They had a pretty nasty divorce, so I wasn't able to play sports, wasn't able to celebrate any holidays, had to go door to door. Being a Jehovah's Witness, it sucked because I wanted to play sports. I always looked at my friends. I always wanted to play sports. I wanted to always do all this stuff. So my parents got divorced. I moved to Canada with my mom because she met a guy from Canada, another Jehovah's Witness, because I didn't want to leave the religion. And then after about a year living there, I was like, fuck this, man. I was too trapped. I couldn't go hang out with any friends, couldn't do anything. I was just literally trapped. So, I made the decision I'm going to go live with my dad, who was disfellowshipped, who wasn't a part of the religion anymore, and I fucking had a lot of guilt. The elders and everyone saying, don't do this. You don't want to do this. Don't move with your dad. It'll be the worst regret ever. And I said, fuck that. I'm doing it. So I moved with my dad in 8th grade back to Great Falls and started playing sports, wrestling and boxing my freshman year in high school. And I fucking loved it. That's where I got surrounded by a good group of friends in sports and started doing that. I wasn't the best wrestler. I had quite a few boxing matches in high school because we'd have crosstown smokers, $300 to win, $150 to lose. So I had 16 boxing matches. And then I didn't place what I wanted to place in wrestling in high school when I was a senior. So I was like, man, I'm going to try this MMA. So I tried out MMA. You think that camera's still running,
Yeah,
Sean?
it's good. The light's on.
So I tried out MMA, fucking lost my first fight. And I was like, God damn it. There's no way I'm just suck and I'm a pussy. I like this stuff. I'm going to give it one more time. If I lose this next fight, then I'll be done fighting. So I went out there, and it was in Helena, the ice rink, when I fought Mike Finch. That was my second fight. If I'd have lost that, I would have been called it probably. But I went out there, hit him with the right hand. He didn't want any more, and then I won 9 fights straight. Won the amateur belts, and I was pumped. I was like, holy shit. And then I was going to college in Missoula, Montana at the time for fire science to be a firefighter, because that's what my brother is. And then Matt Powers turned me pro, and we went to Seattle, Washington to fight a pro fight when I was 19. And I fought this guy, fucking ate a Subway sandwich too soon before it, had a terrible weight cut because I had no idea how to cut weight. The guy kicked me in my guts, and I was literally gagging in the fight. Took him down, punched him under his armpit, broke his jaw, and ended up winning the fight. And I got $1,000, and I was like, oh my fucking God. I just made $1,000 for beating this scrub up real quick. I was like, I'm doing this. So committed to fighting full time. Had 5 or 6 pro fights in Montana, but then I was just I wanted to be surrounded by guys who were really doing it for a living. So I messaged Pat Healy on Twitter, and he said, yeah, I have an extra room to come out and train at Team Quest with us. So Frank and I went out to Team Quest, trained out there, ended up getting signed with Bellator, fought in the Bellator tournament, lost that first fight, and my girlfriend Mariah and her family were opening a big marijuana business down here in Phoenix, and I knew Benson Henderson was the champion at the time, so I moved down here. And first day down here at the MMA lab, I trained with Benson, and I was like, fuck, dude, I have to be here. So I just moved down here, and I've been here for almost 6 years now. So it's pretty good. And I've had a bunch of fucking injuries. I blew out my bicep right before the Ultimate Fighter fight. A year later, fought twice, won. Dana said if I win 2 more fights, he'll bring me back. Won 2 more fights, but I was like, fuck that, I'm not going to wait around, so I'm going to fight again. Boom, blew out the other bicep, tore my bicep. It went up my shoulder.
I watched that one. That was nasty.
In practice, you saw it?
Yeah, I watched it.
Fuck, dude. I looked down, and I saw that thing roll up, and I was like, oh, my God. Couldn't believe it. But I was like, whatever. And then came back. And then, did I fight after that? I don't think I fought after that. Next fight, fucking fought this guy from Canada. Supposed to smoke him. This guy's 8-5 or some record like that. Come out first punch of the fight. Boom, breaks my jaw. First punch of the fight. Like, Frank's wedding's the next night, so we're planning on having this great, like, go to his wedding. We're in the wedding, best man, gonna have a great time, great weekend, get paid. And it ended up being fucking one of the worst nights. I broke that jaw, went to the hospital. It was like severely like broken all the way, hanging off. Went to the hospital and they said, you gotta wait for the swelling to go down because there's not a surgeon here. So I went back to the motel with that jaw hanging off. They pumped me full of morphine and didn't do shit. You remember?
Oh, God.
In the car, just groaning in pain. And then I got back to the hotel and, like...
Put some edibles in your shake, right? Did that help at all?
Dude, it hurt
Nothing
so fucking bad. I went back and took a shower and then got out. My teeth started chattering. And I couldn't stop my teeth chattering. My jaw just disconnected. So I had to get back in the shower and, like, shiver. And so then I had to drive to Missoula. Like, that was like 2.5 hours away to find a surgeon. So I had to stay 2 days with my jaw hanging off my fucking face like that and sleeping, and it was brutal. And then, so then when you break your jaw, you have to get your jaw wired shut. So close your mouth as tight as you fucking can, as tight as you can. Now picture that thing stuck that way for 8 solid weeks.
Ooh.
No eating food. You have to suck juices or a smoothie through your teeth. And that's the way you eat, just sucking that through your teeth. And then mine was so tight that anytime I tried to talk, my TMJ joint would just fucking just explode into my head. So I literally had to sit at home and just read some books, learn to meditate, and sit there and just be like, okay, there's fucking no other options. I either die or I just get through this. So I ended up getting through it, and now it's just like a thing of the past. Now I'm just fucking... Every time I eat, it's like a celebration. I'm like, fuck, dude. I remember when I was looking at everything, thinking of concoctions to blend up. Blended up Chipotle. Blended meat, dude. Blended meat sucks.
Oh, I bet.
It's fucking nasty. It makes you want to puke.
Now you look back on that injury, and that's one of the biggest things you're grateful for is going through that.
Dude, literally all my injuries, I'm so fucking grateful for. Like, who knows what would have happened if I wouldn't have broke my jaw? I'd get in the UFC. I'd be in the UFC already. Who knows what would have happened? But literally, I'm so thankful for the smallest fucking things not having my jaw wired shut. Because that was, like, a lot of pain. And, like, not just, like, physical pain. My heart was sad, too. Because I know what people think of me. And I know they, like, know I deserve to be in the UFC. And I let down a lot of people, too. And that's what hurt. Just as bad. But, like you said, looking back on it, yeah. Like, it's all good now. Like, especially with those injuries, too. Like, the mindset I've tried to have in all my injuries is like, okay, I'm going to put that same work ethic I have towards fighting and getting better towards healing this injury. I'm going to make that my main focus is healing this fucking injury. What do I got to do? What's the best things I'm going to do to heal this injury? And what your worst injury is, the foot, this past fight.
Yeah, I remember literally driving in the ambulance to the hospital. You were sitting up front in the passenger seat. I remember the lady doing whatever she was doing, and I was thinking, this could be worse. I could have broke my jaw. Like, and my foot was killing me at the time, thinking, like, holy shit, I couldn't even imagine having to go through a broken jaw. Who knows? I might have to someday.
Yeah.
But shit, that's...
Dude, and that's the thing I got to get over, too. Like, I'm going to fight again. 100%. I'm fighting probably September, October, or November. And I got to accept I could fucking break my jaw again.
It is what it is.
That's the thing. Like, look what's happened to all those other injuries. I've came back better. Like, every single fucking injury, I'm like, okay, I can either sit here, be a fat ass, eat terrible food, feel sorry for myself, look at other people and be jealous about it, or I can sit here and read and get better. Getting hurt those times made me want to focus on your career more, made me want to focus on being a good coach and just learning and just trying to coach and really, like, break things down. So, like, when I do get injured, I still have other shit to focus on.
That's sweet. That's awesome.
So that's
like for me, I literally, like, that last injury, I wish I would have done that more, but I literally got addicted to Fortnite. Legitimately addicted to where I was playing 8 hours a day. And it's weird looking back, because I still play every day, about an hour and a half a day or whatever, but I was legit, like, wanting to play. Like, if I couldn't play for 4 hours at a time, I probably wouldn't even get on. And I was getting on literally every day, playing 8 hours a day.
Were you eating edibles at the time?
I was just smoking. I didn't care about, because usually I don't just take bong rips or smoke joints, because my lungs, I try to be super safe with them, because I'm trying to get in shape, but I knew I wasn't trying to get in shape for nothing, so I was smoking and playing Fortnite all day. looking back on it, I mean, I could have definitely grew in more areas, but it was fun.
Yeah, and well now you know, like, next injury, because the thing is, dude, this fucking sport, the injuries are gonna happen. Like, no matter what, it sucks, even if it's a small injury or no injury. I don't know. I've never met anyone who hasn't gone through fucked up injuries.
If you're training full time, you're gonna have injuries. That's just how it is.
Yeah, and now you know that, like, but the thing is that all that gaming kind of did pay off. Like, you got signed with Optic Gaming now.
Yeah, seriously, I did do a bunch of good things with that. So.
But now we know next time you get injured, that we'll just find a better routine, like a more productive routine. You know, like, and I don't know. I was thinking of the subject, just like having bad practices, going in and having bad practices, either getting your ass whooped or going there and feeling like shit. I was thinking about that the other day because I ate all, like, people probably saw on my Instagram, ate all those sweet potatoes and banana, and I was just like, my guts, I felt like puking, I felt like shit in my pants the whole practice. But in that practice, I was like, man, I need to learn to perform like when you feel like shit. Like, that's my goal. Let's see how good I can practice when I feel like absolute shit instead of feeling sorry for myself. Like,
and it's easy to feel sorry for yourself. It's easy to go through practice kind of like, oh, let's wait for it to be over.
Yeah, or just kind of half-ass it through this shit. And you've been good at that too, your liver issue, dude.
Yeah, it's just that cramp I've been dealing with, some bullshit, but just dealing with it.
Think of how many times you fucking just toughed out hard sparring rounds, 3-5s, toughed out fights, toughed out all that with that pain in you.
Yeah, fuck. That shit's yeah.
Like quite a bit. Another thing, like, I want to talk about too a little bit is like the emotions during a fight, or even the emotions in practice. Like, in jiu-jitsu this morning, Georgie was freaking out, getting pissed off when he was
Georgie's one of
my students,
yeah,
at jiu-jitsu, and he was just getting pissed off and freaking out. And I just talked to him after. I was like, dude, Georgie, you got to learn to be emotionless. You can't be pissed off or have all this anger. You got to be able to think. I told him, when I go into fight, when you go into fight, like, we're not in there going pissed off, I'm gonna hurt this motherfucker. We're trying to be emotionless, have no emotion. So all our thoughts, everything's going towards our techniques, towards listening to our corner, towards everything.
Yeah, he's so lucky at such a young age. Like, those kids that you teach at the jiu-jitsu gym, learning little lessons like that. It's being able to control your emotions and understanding that getting fired up and pissed off is not literally. You have two options: think positive or think negative in that certain moment. And what you think is like how your day's gonna be. So him learning that little things like that is like, that's huge for anybody, not even kids, like the adults, like Tom and just everybody.
Yeah, it is. And I'm just lucky too that I got to learn from people like Robert Fallis. Like, I got to be on that Bellator Fight Master with Greg Jackson and like learn things from him, and then I get to learn from John Crouch. Like, 3 really good, like, mature minds in MMA. I got to learn for all 3 of those guys.
And then I get to learn from you, so it's sweet.
Yeah, it works out good. And the thing is too, like, some people like probably fight better when they do have some emotions. Fight like Chris Lieben being mad, like Robert told me.
Diego Sanchez.
Yeah, Diego Sanchez. You never know, but I feel like those people can only reach a certain level.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree. I think fighting just calm and just not even thinking but just reacting is the way to reach your highest potential. And I think Conor kind of shows that, especially when he was fighting Eddie Alvarez. Just calm in the moment, not thinking, reacting, knowing what he needs to do. And I've tried to really emulate that every time I go into a fight, and I feel like just getting better and better at it every time.
Yeah, you're fucking good at it. And like, well, even Conor and Nate Diaz and Nick Diaz, like Nate and Nick, it seems like they like to fight good pissed off.
Yeah.
Like, fuck this guy, he's trying to take money from me. But they also get those emotions out of other people, and Conor gets those emotions, gets people who aren't used to being a lot of emotions saying, fuck you, bitch, right to their face, saying, fuck you, motherfucker, getting some emotions out of them. So they fight with those emotions that they're not used to fighting with. Andre
was fired up last fight. I know we both knew we were in his head the whole time, calling him soccer mom. He freaked out about that. When he punched my hand at the stare downs, we both knew, like, perfect. We got him exactly how we want him, mad and trying to hit me. Yep. And he didn't even hit me, so it was perfect.
Yeah, loading up those slow shots. And I remember Benson, when he was getting ready for Nate Diaz, like, in the sparring, we'd go in there and Crouch told us, like, talk some shit. And, like, so I'd be flipping Ben off saying, fuck you, bitch, like, in sparring at the gym. And Ben's just ice cold, you know, that kind of stuff doesn't phase him at all, you know?
Right.
So, like, I don't know. Another thing we were talking about is, like, well, we can talk about the caffeine a little bit. You're trying to take a little break from caffeine?
Yeah, it sucks. So we were listening to Ben Greenfield.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying it takes 7 days to restart your, I don't know how to say that, to
just reboot, I think.
Reboot. I'm just gonna start out with 4 days. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then I'm gonna have caffeine again Monday, because we drink so much caffeine's our pre-workout. We usually drink some in the morning, take a nap, drink some more to get boosted for the second practice. So I just feel like caffeine hasn't really been doing what it used to do or what I want it to do right now. So I'm gonna take 4 days off, and then Monday drink coffee again, see how it is. But it's weird how your body just craves that little boost to get going in the morning. Just been having to just kind of know, like, what the fuck am I being a bitch for? It's like, because I don't have my caffeine, and knowing that, like, okay, well, that's not that big of a deal, and just getting over that. But yeah, so that's...
Dude, it's crazy too, your mindset when you're not on caffeine, and then you hit some caffeine and it hits you, and your mindset when you're on it, it's like night and day.
It really is.
That's my two favorite drugs, though, is caffeine and marijuana.
Get you jacked and get you chilled. Yeah, seriously.
Yep, 100%.
I want to do the full 7 days eventually, but I want to see how these 4 days do. One of these days we get, like, Joe and his buddies did Sober October, the whole month of going without weed. We'll have to try that. We'll have to get some of the fans to do it too, do it with us. Maybe here in a couple of episodes or something. I don't know. Maybe next year.
Yeah, that's a good idea. A bunch of questions, like, too, about people were talking about, man, like, they hear us talking about our training and all that, and they're like, I don't have time for that. I have to work and do all this and pay for my house and stuff. And, like, and we're super lucky that we're not, like, kind of caught in society's trap with having a big mortgage, having a wife and kids, and a wife you don't get along with, and paying for your truck and going to a job that you fucking hate. We're super lucky that we're not caught in that trap and just stuck in there. But I think, like, when we were living at the Union Hills apartments, we both knew, like, there's no fucking way we're getting caught in that trap. And, like, we're going to do what we want to do, and the worst thing that's going to happen is we're homeless. And we weren't scared to be homeless. Like, worst things worse, we're fucking homeless. Okay, we can still go to the gym, find a spot to shower, find some food to eat. We weren't scared to be homeless, so...
We were more scared to be doing something we don't want to do for 40 hours a week. Like, that's more scary to me. Literally, god damn. I don't know.
Yeah, and you see it a lot. People that are just so pumped for their weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and, like, how fast is your life going to pass you by if you're just looking forward to those 2 days, but fucking miserable Monday through Friday? That's why I think it's super important to, like, first of all, find a routine and, like, be open-minded. Don't be afraid to try new things.
Don't be afraid to fail. What did Jim Carrey say? You can fail at what you don't want, so why not do what you do want? That was something I heard the other night, and I really stuck with me. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, that was good. But, like, yeah, don't be afraid to, like, put yourself in some uncomfortable spots. Like, it's hard going into a new gym, especially if you never went into a jiu-jitsu gym or MMA gym before. Going in there, it's super, like, scary. You're like, oh shit, I'm going around a bunch of fighters. Like, I kind of got an ego. I want to show them that I'm tough. It's super nerve-wracking. But if you just go in there open-minded and, like you said, set a routine, set some goals, like, you won't regret it for sure. Like, another question someone was asking, like, and I was even thinking about it. I was like, imagine when your sister was here and everyone, imagine all the people that are growing up with Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and, like, constantly every single day picking up that phone and comparing themselves to, like, others.
Not even doing it consciously, doing it subconsciously. Like, you're just picking up your phone just to pick up your phone just because you don't know what else to do. You have nothing else. You just pick up your phone. Last night at, like, 5, I turned off my phone until the next morning, just because I feel like I get some anxiety at night. I'm like, God, why do I feel like this? I feel like I need to do something. And I think a big thing is just constantly looking at my phone, going through my phone for no reason at all. So last night I put down my phone for a solid saw a good amount of time, and it felt good.
Yeah, we've been trying to do that too, but like, it seems like anxiety is such a popular thing these days, and you wonder how much of it has to do with the internet. Like, I think a big fucking portion of it, dude. People are constantly picking up Instagram and thinking like, man, I'm not like them, or, man, I'm not cool as them, or I'm not as pretty as them, and it's like, I think it's super, super unhealthy.
And seeing people like, because everyone follows the rappers, like that kind of lifestyle, and they think that's what they want, all the money, all the nicest clothes and all that stuff. And until you like experience that, you realize that it's not shit. Like, that doesn't make you happy at all. And I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of those people aren't happy. You know, a lot of famous people commit suicide. It's like, you got to really find what makes you truly happy, and not all this materialistic stuff, because it doesn't make you happy.
Yeah, that's the truth. Well, we'll do our first like book review that we've been talking about, because a lot of people have been asking what books we read in, and they're pumped about the book review. So both of us read this one. It's called Striking Thoughts, Bruce Lee's Wisdom for Daily Living. When I first picked this up, I was like, what the fuck, I'll read this. Like, everyone, I didn't really know who Bruce Lee was. I'm like, he's a karate guy, I'll whoop his ass. I had no idea how smart he was. Like, so I'll just read some of like the quotes that he puts in here just real quick and see what you think about him.
Go check out that book on Amazon. It's called Striking Thoughts, again, because you won't regret it. You could pick this book up and read it any time of the day. You can open up a random page and read a quote.
Yeah, and like depending where you're at in life, you know, there could go right over your head, or you could really like mean something at that time. This one was on the subject of life. It says the meaning of life is to be lived, and is not to be traded and conceptualized and squeezed into the pattern of systems. Like, cultural conditioning is a big fucking thing, and people have no idea what that even is. They're sitting there thinking, well, my dad did it this way, or my grandpa did it this way, so they just blindly go that way, and they just don't figure it out for themselves. I feel like it's a pretty sad thing, but if you can see that you're doing that and like just slowly act yourself and act however the fuck you want, as long as it's positive, then you're good. The next one is pliability is life. Be pliable. When a man is living, he is soft and pliable. When he is dead, he becomes rigid. Pliability is life. Rigidity is death. Whether one speaks of man's body, his mind, or spirit. That's pretty good.
That's a good one.
Life is understood from moment to moment. Life is something for which there is no answer. It must be understood from moment to moment. The answer we find inevitably conforms to the patterns of what we think we know.
That's a good one, too.
That's a good one, too.
They're all good ones.
There's tons, dude. That's why I'm only just going to read a few, because you could just go through this book all day. Talking and listening. Most people can talk without listening. Very few can listen without talking. It is very rare that people can talk and listen. And I think about that when I'm learning from guys that are a lot older than me, like Taquino this morning, like giving me lessons, just sitting there. Like, I didn't even want to reply, because I'm trying to just really soak in what he's telling me, because I know that like that his knowledge is like gold to me.
Seriously.
This one says, an intelligent mind is an inquiring mind. An intelligent mind is an inquiring mind. It is not satisfied with explanations, with conclusions, nor is it a mind that believes, because belief is again another form of conclusion. Pretty good. This one's good. I like this one. On social functions. I don't like to wear stuffy clothes and be at places where everyone is trying to impress each other.
That's a good one.
Dude, and we really realized that after doing some mushroom trips and meditating and stuff, and then going to the club in Vegas.
Yeah, I just don't really like going to the club. It just felt I remember walking in there and being like, dude, it feels weird in here. Like, I just feel like everyone's fake and no one's themselves, no one's real. But who knows? Maybe I'm being judgmental. I don't know. I don't know. It felt weird.
Yeah, it did. It did. I didn't like being around it either. It was fucking weird. And we used to think we wanted to. Like, oh, let's go to the fucking club, man. Get some bitches around us. Get a bottle.
Yeah, just
it's like,
my
fuck.
thing. It's weird because I go through. I remember like just last year, I'm like, that was sweet, and then this year I'm like, I don't really think it's sweet. Who knows? Maybe I'll go to 30. Maybe it is sweet.
Yeah.
But I just feel like I'm kind of over the club scene.
It just depends too. If we're celebrating, I feel like we can go and just let loose and celebrate and just be pumped about whatever we just accomplished.
Yeah, it's always hard to poison yourself though.
I know.
Fuck. When you could just know you could go have a good time just smoking some weed and really chillaxing.
Just being a fucking stoner.
Like after that last fight, that was perfect. I mean, obviously the injury, so I didn't really have a choice, but Literally just getting high, chilling was fucking sweet.
I know. It really was. This one says, take the time to help others. I'm not one of those guys that can brush people off. Besides, I feel that if I can just take a second to make someone happy, why not do it? You're pretty good at that too. Like everyone who wants signatures, you're like, fucking A's. If I can make my day, just their day, just signing something, you're going to do it. You're pretty good at that. This one says, true friends are rare. True friends are like diamonds, precious and rare. False friends are like autumn leaves found everywhere.
Damn, that is a good one.
And that, I always think that's weird too, because everyone, as soon as they meet you and they know you're a fighter, they're automatically really nice to you, and they're really like humble and nice. But I'm like, how do you treat other people that way, or do you just treat me that way because I can whoop your ass? Like you never know.
You never know. Do we have some good fan questions too?
Oh yeah, we do have a few.
Okay, good. Those are always fun.
This one's a practical dreamer. Be a practical dreamer backed by action. That's good. Like that
book's
one.
Just like should be. Everyone should have that instead of a fucking phone book.
Yeah, this could be
at the hotels. Imagine if that book was sitting at the hotels. You get in.
Yeah, it could be like your Bible. What are we doing? We got to go to L.A. What?
We're going to L.A. on next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're watching Cody TJ. We sit in front row watching that one. Because I'm going to have to be busting up one of them here soon. And then we're going to Texas. We're going out to Texas to hang out with the Optic crew. I'm super jacked to go out there, meet all the Optic guys, kind of check out their lifestyle. Then we're back on, Tuesday? And then kind of seeing if we're going to get that Alejandro Perez fight, kind of going off that, seeing when I start camp, figuring out that stuff.
And you just got your sauna, infrared sauna you're hooking up at your house?
Oh, yeah. I bought a sauna. So I have my cold plunge, my sauna. We got to have an electrician come out and wire it up. But, oh, shit, we're competing August 11th for no-gi, too. Keep forgetting about that, goddammit.
Yeah. We got a tournament coming up. I got some tough people in my bracket. And you'll probably have a pretty big bracket, too. But it's no-gi. And we train jiu-jitsu every fucking day. So it's just like another day of training. But Aldo Stevens happens Saturday night. Who do you think's going to win?
I think Stevens is going to win. I feel like Aldo's kind of been going down. It's hard to say because you obviously don't know what's in their mind, but just from the looks of the outside, from my perspective, it looks like Aldo's kind of going down. Stevens is going up, and Stevens, he's a killer, so I think Stevens is going to take him out. But you never know.
Yeah, we know how it is. 4-ounce gloves, one punch changes everything. But like when you're like Jose Aldo, one of the greatest of all time, you've been the champion, you've been at the highest point, and then you're like, and then it's all over. It'd be hard to get super motivated for fights and super like, I want to fucking improve. And who knows where his mindset is? It could be that way, but I don't know. I'm gonna pick Stevens on that one too. Alvarez Poirier, similar fight.
Yeah, that's a fucking good fight. I've always, not always, but recently I've really liked Poirier. I like Alvarez too, but I think Poirier's gonna win. Especially because he just knocked out Gaethje, right? They both did. They both knocked out Gaethje.
Yeah, and Poirier's a good southpaw. Eddie gets a little crazy. He's starting to take a lot of damage getting older. I don't know. Again, with two strikers that hit hard like that, 4-ounce gloves, you don't know. But I'm picking Poirier too. Dillashaw Cody.
Oh, Dillashaw Cody. I'm just going to pick Dillashaw just because I think I don't have no reason why. I just think he's going to win again.
I'm gonna pick TJ too because I think
more technical.
He just seems like he's got a little bit better striking. He's all over. He'd be hard to train for, and Cody's more of that just slugger banger. Fucking throw 3 hooks, come forward. He can wrestle and scramble good. I'm gonna pick TJ, but again, fucking 4-ouncers. Who knows? Mighty Mouse Henry. I got Mighty Mouse.
Yeah, same. That's pretty.
Yair Zabit.
Zabid. I'm gonna.
That's a good fight.
That is a good fight. Yair's fast. Zabid's pretty quick, but I think he's got more technique. I'm going to pick Zabid.
Dude, that's a good fight.
I don't even know. Yeah, I can't.
I'm going to pick Zabit, too.
I don't know.
Because I wouldn't be surprised if Zabit came out and striked him a little bit and started wrestling him. And used his jiu-jitsu and his wrestling. I don't even know why I put this one on here. Aljamain Cody Stamen.
I literally don't care.
I feel like those two fight. They don't fight to like whoop someone's ass. They fight for that clock. Like Aljamain will bounce around, work the clock, spaz out and shoot into a takedown, and then try to stall on top. And Cody Stamen's similar, just a little stocky fuck.
I think that kind of shows, though. Look at their fall. No one's pumped to watch them fight. Like, that's not a fun fight.
And that's weird because it's like a top.
They're high level. It's a high level fight. It's just not fun.
They're both good wrestlers and good grapplers, but yeah, it's just not really fun.
I just don't think people really care. Like, oh, Cody versus. Nah. If either one of them were fighting me, it'd be a huge fight. But
damn. So you told me today your mom's moving in.
My mom's come down. She did redid the kitchen for me, and she loved it. Like, that was her passion, just like doing stuff like that. So she did not want to leave. So I got her a flight. She's coming back on one of these days. I don't know, Wednesday I think. And then she's no flight home, no return flight.
Damn.
So I guess I'm living with my mom again.
That the thing you guys got planned, maybe buy a house, have it like a fixer-upper project.
Get into the real estate. It'll be fun. It'll be good. I haven't really got to connect or be with my mom too much anyway in the last 5 years, so it'll be good.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that wraps it up for today. We're both fucking tired from the week. Next podcast, we're trying to plan on doing high. So then we can talk about all sorts of shit too. But I'll do another fan question thing. Sugar will do a fan question thing. Be on the Google Play Store, iTunes, and YouTube, right?
Yep.
And we're working on getting video. We might post this video off my Logitech too. So
we're still learning shit.
Yeah, keep it going. All right, sounds good. Peace.
Doses.